It's your girl Bengali Black coming at you live from Bengali Black Studios. Okay guys, on today's episode, I have something so exclusive, so delicious. Guys, I'm talking about salad. Whoa, guys, come on. I know salad is not as exciting as potato chips or cookies, but I promise you, it has its own thrilling and unique history, and you're gonna find out all about it right here on Not Your Typical News. All right, guys, in order to understand the salad, we have to start at the base, the lettuce. Lettuce, or Lactuca sativa, is part of the sunflower family and has its roots in the Middle East. Historical records credit the Egyptians with the first purposeful cultivation of the plants around 2700 BC. The Egyptians, however, weren't making no salad, as they didn't consume the bitter leaves. They saw the lettuce as a symbol of fertility and used it to worship the god of fertility, Min. To the Egyptians, the lettuce resembled a vagina, and crazy enough, lettuce used to have a white milky substance oozing off the leaves, and it resembled semen. Consuming the milk of lettuce created a sort of Viagra effect for the men, so of course it became popular. For centuries, lettuce seeds were pressed into oils and used for cooking and medication. The Greeks learned about lettuce from the Egyptians, using it medicinally as well as a digestive before meals. They also started to cultivate tastier leaves that were less bitter than the Egyptians. The practice of salad being served first was started by the famous medical practitioner Hippocrates, who believed that raw vegetable consumption easily slipped through the system and did not cause obstruction for food that followed. The Greeks passed the information to the Romans, who served spiced lettuce as a sedative because of the properties of the milky substance. They began serving it as an appetizer dressed with spices and vinegars. Lettuce made its way around the world to places like China, who was credited for cultivating stem lettuces like asparagus lettuce, which have thick stems and small leaves. Elsewhere, other countries were creating thick bushes of lettuce for everyday consumption. In Britain, women were told not to consume too much because it can cause infertility. This was of course in reference to the Viagra effect it had on men. They didn't want us ladies feeling those types of desires, but that eventually shifted as lettuce cultivators breeded out the aphrodisiac qualities in the lettuce. Lettuce cultivation used to be a serious game back in the day. Farmers from all over the world would come and claim their breed is the best. It was right here in America where crispet lettuces originated. Lettuce is perishable, as is most vegetables, and can't be easily shipped, so cultivators worked tirelessly to create a lettuce that was durable and crispy. Enter the crispet lettuce. Iceberg lettuce is the most popular lettuce in America, second only to romaine. Back then, when lettuce traveled, it was always submerged into crates of ice to keep it cool on the train. The excited citizens would yell out, "The icebergs are coming!" in anticipation for the crunchy goodness. Iceberg lettuce was America's first readily available fresh produce because unlike other lettuces, they could travel better and had longer shelf life. They, however, didn't realize until recently that the farmers had bred out all the nutrients. Now you know why iceberg lettuce is usually the cheapest. Okay, enough about lettuce. How did we get to salad? Well, the word salad comes from the Latin phrase herba salata, meaning salted greens. European monarchs popularized salads amongst commoners. Salads were a favorite amongst royalty, and chefs would mix as many as 35 ingredients to make one. Each monarch had their own favorite. With the introduction of mayonnaise 200 years ago in France, the salad game would never be the same. It's no surprise that when colonizers came to, stole America, they brought this knowledge with them. Because salad dressings were so perishable, Americans had to make them from scratch each time they wanted to consume them. It wasn't long before flavors and recipes started to circulate throughout the towns. Restaurants would work tediously to create signature dressings that stood out from the competition. When they had a consistent recipe, it wasn't uncommon for a restaurant to package it and sell it to loyal customers. This was the start of the salad dressing industry. By the turn of the century, thanks to new preserving techniques, bottled dressings were hitting the shelves of every grocery store. One of America's most beloved dressings was created by a plumber named Steve Henson in 1949. Henson, a plumber on contract in Alaska, loved to cook for his co-workers. One of the crowd favorites was a buttermilk dressing that he had perfected. A few years later, in 1954, he met his wife Gail, and they decided to purchase 120 acres of land and open a ranch outside of Santa Barbara, California. Steve, who loved to cook for guests, served his signature sauce with every meal, and it definitely left a lasting impression. Before he knew it, guests were ordering his sauce in large batches for conferences and even weddings. He called the special sauce Hidden Valley Ranch, after the ranch he and his wife built.
Steve knew he was onto something, so around 1970 he purchased a mail order business to sell his seasoning packets. Although this allowed the sauce to be mass distributed, it had varying results to consumers who complained that the sauce didn't taste the same as the original. In 1972, Clorox got wind of the Hidden Valley brand and brought it right on up. They added butter to the seasoning to eliminate the need for buttermilk, which at the time wasn't as easily available. Additionally, they added preservatives to it, which gave it longer lasting shelf life. Clorox helped Hidden Valley Ranch expand their ranch empire, creating Bacon Ranch, Taco Ranch, and many other flavor varieties that we all know and enjoy. Today, ranch is the top most consumed dressing in America. Speaking of faves, one of our most beloved salads, the Caesar, was invented in Tijuana, Mexico by Italian immigrants. The Caesar was invented by brothers Alex and Cesar Cardini at their restaurant called Caesar's Restaurant back in 1924. As the legend goes, a dinner rush left the restaurant low on food, but rather than close up, Caesar decided to add all the ingredients they had on hand to a bowl. The original Caesar consisted of romaine lettuce, garlic, parmesan, boiled eggs, olive oil, and Worcestershire sauce. The customers of course loved it, and the aviator salad, or the Caesar salad as we know it today, was born. The version that we know and love today was actually the recipe of Caesar's brother Alex, who added the anchovies to the salad as well as the croutons. The Caesar salad rose to popularity during the age of Prohibition. At this time, Americans were seeking a place to get their drink on, and because of its location, Caesar's Restaurant was the top choice for Californians. They would come to drink but stay for the salad. By the 1930s, Caesar salad was on everyone's lips, so much that there was even laws banning people from eating it. They claimed it was due to the raw eggs on it, but I know it was mainly because they didn't want people going down to Mexico to drink. So they instituted the old blame the salad number. I've seen it before in my professional studies. Today, many salads have made their way into our lives and found a place in our hearts. As you can see, salad does have its own rich and nutritious history.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's crunchy episode of Nacho Typical News, and I hope you guys learned something new about the salad. For more information, please visit the links below in my description, and I'll see you guys next time for some fun, some food, and some great history, guys. See you next time. Bye.